We started recording already? It was like, motherfucker, start. All right, here we go. Hang with Beatdrop podcast, episode 80. I got my boy, my homie.
Yes.
Jesse, was good?
What up, baby? Hey, 80, that's a nice little number. That's Jerry Rice.
Hey.
That's your boy.
Legend talk.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about how 49ers are the best team.
Okay, well, no, listen.
Wait, before.
Okay, we're going to get okay, yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Let me see. I want to play something that Jesse put me on. Listen.
Yep.
If you're wondering what that is,
you're going to know real quick, too, like when this next one comes in. And if you don't know now, then you really should.
Yeah, you gotta like research some music and shit.
Yeah, then you don't listen to hip hop or haven't in a long time.
Bro, that's so good. I'm so glad you put me on.
Yeah,
This is gonna be my
Waka Flocka, and it's so funny because like that was the first time I had ever seen like anybody record ad libs or anything like that. And so like not understanding at the point that I saw that, it was like, oh, they don't hear the music, or I don't hear the music. They do, but I don't. So I'm just listening to this dude do his ad libs, and it's hilarious. And Flocka is also ad lib game is crazy. So that was just so confusing. And then like I've been in the studio with rappers and like seen them record ad libs, and it's still funny, but like I'm more used to it. But that was the first time I had ever seen something like that. It was amazing.
It's awkward. Like you
so
just
awkward.
Yeah.
Just like, and they're listening to it, so they're waiting too. It's not like they're not like running them back to back. They're not like Flocka, squad, bow. They're just like they're listening to it, and he's just like, yeah. And then there's like 30 seconds goes by.
Like, yeah, money.
I would love to be. The one thing I've never seen, I'm sure it's probably on YouTube somewhere, but I would love to see Migos record their ad libs. Mama. And they ad lib like every line too, so it's like it doesn't matter what the line is. T-shirt.
I'm trying to think what other rapper I would like to like listen to, like ad libs. Who else would be some funny shit? Like
I feel like 21 Savage would probably be good.
Yeah, 21.
21. It'd really just be him saying 21 a bunch of times.
What about like a singer? Like who would be funny? Like who would be good? Like
so one of the people I was in the studio with Guap Dad 4000 when he was doing one of them.
Yeah,
and his were really funny because he's got like, it's a check. And then he'd just come in and he'd just be like, Fanam. Like super soft. Yeah. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, how is it going to get pieced together? And then you hear the final thing and I'm like, yo, that's wild.
Bro, you ever have a friend that like she or he sings, like they're like singers, but they just sing for no reason? Like you're just having a conversation and they'll just sing about shit like randomly.
I don't think so.
I've had that happen. That's the most awkwardest shit. Like you just like, yo, let's go get some food. And they're like, food. And you're like,
I'm like, yeah, then I don't want food anymore.
You're like, all right, well, you're an inspiring fucking singer. Like
why did you do that?
What's going on?
No, food, exactly. I just didn't. You heard? Is that why you needed to do that? We're getting food. I didn't need you to sing it.
Oh, Jesse, I love
one
you,
thing.
dog.
First of all, this is just on this side. On that note, one thing that always throws me, is, and specifically like white people that do this, when you're gonna go get food. Like, look, I have a very good accent. Like I'm actually, and this is gonna sound wild. I'm sorry. I'm 1/16 Spanish, actually. Yeah. And I took honor Spanish. I did all that.
Hell yeah.
I have a good accent. I'm not gonna go crazy. White people specifically too, they'll do this just to show off their accent. They'll be like, "Oh, like let's go to eat." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, "Oh yeah, what do you want to do? What do you want to get?" And they're like, "I'd really love a quesadilla right now." And I'm like, "Man, I don't need you to do the accent that heavy."
Why is that so good?
Like quesadilla works. I can say quesadilla, enchilada. You know what I'm saying? Like I can do it.
But
lazy,
I'm not
like why do you have to go all extra with it? Just be like, "Yo, I want a burrito," instead of, "Ooh, yeah, no, Taco Bell has this new burrito that's like really good." I'm like, no.
How about carne asada? How would you say carne asada?
Oh, carne asada. But if I'm just with the people and I'm just like trying to go get some tacos, I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, they got some good carne asada." Or the other thing, people go to taco trucks, especially again white people, and they want to show off the fact that they can speak Spanish, and they'll do the whole order in Spanish. And I'm like, yeah, I could do that, but like that's pretentious to me. I'm just like, can I just get 2 carne asada tacos? And I feel like the people that do it, I've been with people that do it, And I'm looking at the person who's taking the order, and they're just like oh, this fucking guy.
Like, can you hurry up, sir?
Like, okay, yo, congratulations. You can speak Spanish. That's fine. What do you want? I don't care that you said guacamole. Like,
oh, that's so good.
Get out of here. But that just reminded me of when you're like the people that just sing
awesome.
randomly. That reminded me of
That's
it.
actually awesome because I've heard that shit. I'm just like, fuck.
It's like, yo, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. But yeah.
Oh shit. All right, Jesse. Fuck. Let's start from the jump, dog.
Okay.
Tell me where you from. Tell me just all that good shit, dog, and then we gonna glide from there, bro.
All right, man. Born and raised Pasadena, California.
That's right.
Wouldn't have it any other way. I think when I settle down and have a family and do all that, I want it to be in Pasadena as well. I like to think of myself as the king of Pasadena. I run that town.
What about Manny Fresh?
That's the other person. That's the only other person that I could think of.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I ever met Manny.
Yeah.
We talked not the first time. When we both realized we're from Pasadena.
Yeah.
I remember that moment. We were at the station.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, from Pasadena, blah blah blah." And Manny was like, "Wait, you're from Pasadena?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from Pasadena."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Where'd you go out?" And I'm like, "Oh, like we end up going to like Barney's most of the time in Pasadena." And he was like, "I love Barney's. I'm there all the time." And I looked him dead in his eyes. I'm gonna show you the camera. I looked at him and I said, "I run Barney's." And we had to fight about that for like a good 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But then we kind of co-decided like it's okay. We can both run Barney's.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
really, what I think it turns out to is like, and not anymore. Because things have changed at Barney's, but me and my friends, specifically me though, like I'm not gonna get it twisted.
Mm-hmm.
The karaoke at Barney's,
crazy.
Everybody knew me.
Yeah.
I would go up. There was like a good run of like three. Yeah, there was 3 people in a row that would run the karaoke at Barney's.
Yeah.
You know, taking the whatever requests and putting them up. Like 3 people in a row, 3 eras. They all knew me to the point where we would show up. And I'd be like, "Yo, what's up?" I say hi to him, and they'd be like, "All right, what are you singing tonight?" And I have my go-tos, and I'll just hit them with whatever. And then I'd look at the list, I'd see the screen right there, and the list is like 18 people long. Yeah. And then they'd be like, "All right, cool, you're next."
VIP shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm front of the line there because they know I'm gonna tear it down.
Yeah.
And so it's like I performed as many times as I wanted, and as quickly as I wanted.
That's awesome.
For a good year and a half. Like it was, and I'm not 100% proud of it because like we were at Barney's way too much, but we would tear it down, man. We had some great nights there.
You know how to party, bro. Like I've seen just a fraction,
a little bit of it.
Yeah, and I'm like, Jesse gets down.
I mean, you see me at Ixtapa a few times.
Yeah,
I don't go to Ixtapa unless you're DJing. By the way, like don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Like I honestly think I've maybe been once when you were DJing, and it was an in and out. Like I walked in. And I was like, "This ain't for me."
Yeah.
Walked right out.
Yeah, you're out.
Yeah, that's fact. Oh no, Los one time.
Okay, yeah.
Los one time. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, you get down, bro.
Yeah, especially with power. Like I've never been to Ixtapa without a power DJ.
Yeah, you get down, dog.
We have fun.
Yeah,
we have fun. That's the thing. I just like to have fun, and so it's like whatever anybody does, like let's just go have fun together.
Hell yeah! All right, so you're from Pasadena, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you grew up in Pasadena your whole life?
Yeah, grew up, born in Pasadena, born and raised, high school, and then I went to college at SC, but close to 20-minute drive with no traffic, so there's always traffic, so it's 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Always in Pasadena, and then went back after school, after college.
And how was high school life? You before camera, you were talking about that you were playing basketball and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I.
Were you nice? Were you nice?
Come on, fam.
You were nice.
I was so nice. I was so nice. And I'm saying was. I am still nice.
I'm not. Okay, look. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, obviously, we're fucking going all over the place. But I remember when I was board hopping, right?
Yeah.
And you were like, "Yo, we should all go play basketball one time." And I was like, "All right, we should do it." And you were like, "I'm nice," and I was like, "Am I mind?" I was like, "He ain't nice."
No, because I have that same mindset about other people. Like, if
I
I've never seen you play, and I'm looking at you, and they're like, "Oh, I'm nice," I'm like, "No, you're not." Whatever.
And I remember you were like, "I'm nice." I was like, "All right, cool." I remember we went to go play ball, and I was like, "All right, cool." We chilling. And then once I saw your first jump shot, I was like,
It's like, oh, okay.
He gonna be nice. You had like a fucking quick ass form, quick release. I was like, I'm done. Like, I was shooting fucking rainbows and shit. Like, I lost my touch.
I mean, like, I've been playing since I was 4, 5, something like that. So, like, I think my first YMCA league. I mean, my parents could say this better than I could, but I would say my first YMCA league was probably like 6, my guess. But I've been playing forever. you know, and like all the other parents in the YMCA leagues before I was in high school to play high school ball, they would call me Little Steve Nash because I used to have like Bieber hair, and so like it was all in my eyes, and I'd be like, and I was quick, I had a jumper, like my game, I honestly I loved Steve Nash, so like I would base a lot of my game off of guys like that.
Yeah.
So like when they would call me like Little Steve Nash, I'm like, oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, but won a few YMCA championships. I had a championship game in YMCA, and again, it's YMCA, so it's like not a super heavy brag, but you know, light tins.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the championship games, I scored as many points as the other team.
Damn,
and we won.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Why you gonna do that shit?
It was funny because like I don't know what happened that season, but like none of the regular players in Pasadena were in the league that year, and everybody was garbage. Everybody. So that wasn't like a one-time thing. Like every week I was putting up 20, 25.
Damn, bro.
And it was just like, and this isn't like, I'm not even like 18, I'm like 11, 12. But everybody's garbage.
Yeah.
So, and my coach quickly realized that I was better than everybody. And so we just would have I forgot what the play call was, but there was a play where it was essentially everybody get out of the way, and it was just a one-on-one. So we would just like, everybody would clear out, and it's a man defense. Nobody played zone, really. Right. So everybody would clear out, and it was just like me and one guy, and I would beat him every time, and it was just layups. So that's what we did for the whole championship game, and we won by like 15.
Jeez, bro.
Yeah, and I had as many points as the other team.
I love that, bro.
I kind of feel bad now saying it out loud, but like, whatever. We won.
Talk your shit.
I'm very much in that, well, not 100%, but in the camp of like, in baseball, this has been happening a lot recently. Like people showboat when they hit the home run.
Yeah.
I'm very much in the camp of like showboat, because if they didn't want you to, if the pitcher didn't want you to showboat, don't give up the home run.
That's good though.
Like why? Like I don't. Are you kidding me? You just threw a fat curveball. Yeah, I took advantage and I knocked that thing out the park. That's on you.
Yeah, you fucking up.
If you would have hit me with the backdoor two seam, then I probably wouldn't hit this home run, and I wouldn't be tossing my bat and looking at you. That's on you.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, you play baseball too then?
I did not. Well, I played baseball. I was scared of the ball.
Oh, okay.
If we're gonna be honest. Okay. So I played t-ball.
Talking all that shit, and you're like, yeah, but I was scared though.
Yeah, no, I played t-ball, and then like when it came down to like especially, I think the other things too is when it became time for like farm, I think it was called. And you had the kids that were pitching. They were way too early for these kids to be pitching. Like 8-year-olds don't have control. They can't throw a baseball over the plate. So I'm getting hit every 3 at bats. I'm like, I don't want this. I'm getting bruised up. This is ridiculous. I don't need this. So I stopped playing.
Yes, this isn't
stress. The batting cages. Like batting cages, I'm not tripping. It's gonna go right in the same place every time.
I'm not. One time it hit me by my balls.
In a batting cage?
Yeah, I swear to God.
That's crazy.
Okay, I'll be real. This is what happened. Okay, so I hit it right. So I fucking swang. I was doing my thing right, bam, right.
Yeah.
And when I fucking swang, I went like this, and the ball hit the ground, and went right up.
Oh, so it hit the bat first though.
Yeah, it was a foul ball and shit.
So yeah, that's not the batting cage's fault. But that's hilarious though.
Yeah, bro, I hit my left nut.
Hitting the nuts is still hilarious.
Like,
it's never not.
Icing your nuts is the most like you don't
demoralizing.
Yeah, you just there like I went home. My mom was like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I just hit myself in the nut." Like just putting a bag of peas like on my left nut, bro. Like,
bag of peas on your peas.
Yeah, my mom's like, "What happened?" I'm like, just hit myself in the nut.
Yeah, it's not a pretty thing.
All right, so you were playing ball in high school and shit.
So you played
all
throughout
4
high
years?
school. Yeah, I played varsity. I got called up in varsity my sophomore year, and then played varsity junior, senior, full year. So yeah, played all throughout all of that. Played football 1 year in high school.
What'd you play? Do you remember the position?
In football?
Yeah.
Bench. Yeah. And I will say this. So this is what I was nice though. Don't get it twisted, and
okay,
that's my confidence. But this is what it was.
Yeah.
The summer before we were starting to practice, right? I think practice started in August for the incoming freshmen, and I went to Big Bear with my family, and they have that alpine slide. I don't know if you've been to Big Bear. They got the alpine slide. So in the summer when it's not snowing, it's just like a slide, and it's like stone or something. It's concrete.
Okay.
And you go down on like like a little sled on wheels. They have two runs. One is a slower run, one's a faster run. And then they have 2 sleds, and the sled matches the run. I had a faster sled on the slow run. So I'm going down, and I hit a curve, and I get flown off the slide. Broke my big toe. No, it doesn't feel like a bad injury, whatever. And it didn't hurt. I didn't even know it for like 2 weeks. I was like, this just still hurts. So then I went and they were like, oh, yeah, no, it's broken. And I was like, cool, tight. But then they kept me out. So like I was out for the first 2 weeks of practice. And and this is, in my head, I'm talking like, man, if I was 2 inches a bit taller, I would have went to the league. I'm on that talk right now.
Hell yeah.
If I wouldn't have been out for those 2 weeks, I think I would have earned my spot.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Don't mind the fact that I was like 5'3" and very undersized playing football, but
you had heart.
I've always been like thick. Pause. Like I people like my favorite thing in basketball was when like a power forward center would come set a screen on me and roll, and I get switched off on them.
Oh yeah.
And then they think they could post me up. Like, no, I'm still stronger than you.
Yeah.
So when they get they get down on the post and they get the ball caught into them and they start backing me down and I just don't move and they're just like, whoa, this is weird. And then they do one more and I'm like, no, I'm still here and I'm still not moving. And then they pass it back out. Oh, it's the most satisfying feeling. I love it. But that's what it was. So it's like I knew I could like break tackles. I knew I could do all of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I just never got my shot.
Yeah, and you had
I would have been a better defensive player than an offensive player. Like
a linebacker, you think?
Yeah, I think I would have been like an outside linebacker.
Okay.
Or like a safety.
Safety?
Yeah. Because I would have liked to be a little free safety and come
what about
and
if you
later
were like
boom.
a fullback? You could have been a fullback.
Fullback? I would have wanted the ball more. I would have been more pissed to be a fullback.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have wanted to just like block for people.
Yeah.
Like if I was gonna be in the backfield, you gotta put me running back.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I need the ball.
I see you like doing like 220 yards a game, 2 touchdowns.
At least.
Maybe 1 fumble out of the season, just you ate a lot of popcorn. But other than that,
I was gonna say 1 fumble a game. I would have been okay with that too. Just because I probably would have coughed that thing up.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about the protection as much. I'm just like I'm running with this thing. I'm like, yo, and it's just like you could probably swipe that thing out of me once a game. But those 220 yards gonna make up for it.
Solid 2 touchdowns too.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, we scoring points. Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, so what made you? So at life after high school, bro. What made you wanna go to USC?
So I grew up a USC family. My mom's worked at USC for over 30 years. My sister went to USC. So I grew up not knowing anything else. Yeah. And growing up in Pasadena, I mean, obviously the Rose Bowl is in Pasadena, so that's where UCLA plays. And my personality, and I think this probably started some of it, but my personality is like very, like, like my favorite thing is going to away games, as like my team is the away team.
Yeah.
Like, and going and talking shit to all of the people in their stadium. I love that. And it's the same thing when I was playing basketball. I liked away games more than home games because I loved silencing crowds. It was my favorite thing to do.
Have you ever gone to an away game and you lost?
Yeah, of course.
Like, how does that feel though, right? Is it just like where people just looking at you like the whole game you were talking shit and they just can't wait till it's done?
A little bit. But it's like my game wasn't always like, in basketball specifically too, like I didn't really talk a lot of shit during the game. I played mental games with you.
Gotcha.
Like I'd pick you up full court and get in your head. And like, look, I'm also like a short white kid. Like playing basketball, these kids aren't expecting me to really be anything. So it's like when I'm going to pick you up full court and I'm just going to piss you off because you don't get this every game. You want to be able to just walk down the court and not get your 10-second call and just set up your offense. I'm not going to let you do that. And in the same side, I'm just gonna like, little bumps, here and there. I'll flop every once in a while just to really get under your skin.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
But I'm like good. I'm good at it too. So it's like I would always like if I'm driving down the lane, go up and right when I'm about to go up, if I feel their forearm on me, then I'm gonna jump away from it and throw it up. But because I know who I am, I'm short and I'm a little smaller. Because of that, I get that call every time because the ref just thinks like, oh, he pushed him but he's smaller, so he can't handle it.
It's actually a good move, dog.
And so like I would jump away and I would do all that, and it would piss so many people off. And by the fourth quarter, you're just mad at me and you're out of your game. That's how I would play. It's kind of like I wouldn't outwardly be like, yo, you suck, blah blah blah, you ain't this, But I would my favorite thing to do actually would just smile at people. I would just smile. I would look at them and be like,
show the camera the smile. Show the camera.
I would do something like when I would react, I wouldn't be like, yeah, what's up? I would just be like,
why the fuck you smiling, dog?
I would just look at him and like, that's it. And it pissed people off even more.
Yeah, that would piss people off, dog. I
had one kid, I remember like really random things.
Yeah.
Like in games. It was a tournament, and this guy, I was playing. I went for a cross, and he poked it, and he got it off my knee, and it bounced. And so I went over, and I was trying to get the ball back because I knew it was about to be off me. Mm-hmm. So I dove for it, but I was late, and it went out. Uh-huh. I get up, and he's like, when I'm getting up, he's looking at me, and he's like doing all that, and I'm like, okay. 2 possessions later, I get found in the corner, go up, shoot it. Same dude that was clapping in front of my face fouls me. Ball goes in. And so he's over there now, and I just looked at him, and I just went. Actually, no. Kept it up. And I stood there. I just stood there until my teammates came and got me. Oh, I was like, I'm going to wait. And then I had my guys come, and they were like, all right, cool. And they came and got me, and I shot the free throw, and I missed it. But yeah.
You're like, fuck. Oh shit!
But that's how I would do it. Mentally, I wasn't a huge like outward shit talker, but I would mentally mess with you.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I got started on this conversation, but
going to away games. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Going to away games. That's what it was. So I was always a USC fan, and so I ended up transferring, and I went to PCC first, and then to get my grades right, because I mean my grades were average in high school.
Were you fucking around a lot at school, like being a class clown and shit?
Not really, but I just never like. High school is a lot. Like now that I like looking back at it, like especially after college or even during college, you know, I would take, you know, you have 20 units, 16 units maybe, 16 units more likely, 4 classes, right? You have like 2 Monday, Wednesday, and 2 Tuesday, Thursday classes, kind of thing, and you could choose when those times of your classes was.
Yeah.
So like I would have a noon class and a 3 class. That's easy. I would think about it, and I'd be like, yo, in high school, I would show up at 8 a.m. and not leave until 3.
That's crazy, huh?
And I'm like, every day, not just 2 days a week.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did that.
Yeah.
Because now if you make me wake up in time to get somewhere at 8, I'm miserable.
That's crazy.
Even in school, too, even in college. So it's like, I don't know how I did that. But, like, high school is crazy, man.
Yeah.
High school is crazy. So I think that it was a mixture of, like, not taking it 100% serious, but then also it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing 6 classes a day, and each one of those classes giving you homework. Like it's a lot. It really is. And then on top of that, I'm playing a sport every single day.
So you getting home by like 6:30, almost 7 if you're practicing, because sometimes
it
practice
depends.
will be like 3. It'll be like 3:30, like around.
Depends on who. Like so, like my senior year and junior year, I want to say our practices started at 7 because we needed the court all to ourselves for varsity. Oh. So I would go but I wouldn't go home after class. So I would have to do some of my homework just at school. I would try and figure out a way to get it and go in the library, whatever it was. Yeah. But like, so like 3 o'clock we get out. Then I go over and I'm like, there's a Ralph's near campus. So I'd go I'd get some potato wedges, mess around for an hour or 2. Then I'd maybe try and knock out something. But then other than that, it's like I'm doing homework at 9:30 because that's when practice is over. That's when I'm starting homework. Yeah. So it's like, I can't get all that done realistically. So. And not always. Like, I had times where practice was 3:30. So, like, non-basketball season, it was always like that. Football was always 3:30 to, like, 5:30. And then I ran track also after basketball season. So that would be 3:30 to 5:30. Yeah. And then you can kind of get a little better. But, yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff to do in high school. So I just don't think I took it seriously, and it was a lot with sports. So, then once I was at PCC, it was like, all right, well, this is all I'm doing. Yeah. So I can kind of focus on this. And I knew I wanted to go to SC anyway. Yeah. So I was like, I'm just going to focus so I can get my grades up and then get in.
And how was SC, bro? I hear a lot of great things about going to SC, dog.
It's the best time. Yeah. It's the best place. I miss it.
Just in general,
I don't miss the classes, but I miss pretty much literally everything else. Yeah. Like, it was very me, too. Like, I don't know. I'm not super bougie. Like, I'm not like, oh, I need to go out and be in Westwood, and I need to get all these fancy things around me. I need to live in the hills. Oh, UCLA. Like, no, I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people think that USC is bougie, and 100% there is that side of it.
Is it? Okay.
You go down Frat Row, it's very white, and it's like everything is like all those houses are mansions, which they have to be because they all fit like 50 people in them. Oh, the frats and sororities all house like 50 people per house.
Oh, shit.
I lived in a house with 14 people total. And that's a lot to people. When I tell people that, I'm like, yeah, I lived in a house with 13 other guys. they're like, whoa, that's nuts. And I'm like, yeah, when you don't think about it. But like my mental is like, you go 2 blocks away and there's houses with 55 people in them.
That's fucking crazy. I never heard of that.
Yeah. So like and it's like they're just packed with rooms, and everybody has 2 rooms, two people per room.
Yeah.
So it's super packed out, but like, and those houses are super nice, and USC's campus is super nice. Everything's really nice.
Yeah.
And you go out 2 miles and it's South Central. So it's like you get kind of the best of both worlds in my eyes. Like
Right.
I like that
Right.
about it, because a lot of people were scared of it, but it kind of made it more real, I guess.
Bro, how are the football games at SC? Is it crazy? Like,
So I had really only had 1 year of going to football games as a fan, because I worked for the recruiting department at USC.
okay.
So then I would go and I would go to the games.
Mm-hmm.
I was credentialed and I worked games.
Yeah.
So, but the 1 year was super fun. I mean, tailgates are super fun. I think it's different. I think in LA, I know. In LA, it's the best tailgating and it's the best like game day experience, and probably Southern California, actually. Actually, I lied. Probably California in general.
Right.
I would say it's the best. I haven't been up to like Washington, UW. I feel like Washington State is probably really fun too.
Mm-hmm.
But in California, I'm going to say USC is the best. But like you go to the SEC, and that's a whole other world.
Yeah.
Like those tailgates are just nuts.
Crazy, right?
And I don't think SC's, and I don't have any like proof, but I don't think SC's probably compare.
Right.
But if you're talking about California, man, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And like I was in the Trojan Knights, which is an organization that it's a spirit and service organization.
Mm-hmm.
And we would get the front 2 rows of the student section.
Mm-hmm.
So when you watch a USC game and you see those 10 guys painted with a message or something that they're saying, that was my organization, and that was me for a year. I did every single game except one of that.
That's crazy.
So it's super fun. It's
Yeah.
super fun. It's crazy. And then like but the environment's really good when we're good. When they're bad, the fans don't show up as much.
Yeah, it's
just because it's like we're used to being the best in the country. Like that's just the way it is. That's what USC expects football wise. So they don't necessarily show up. And a lot of the student section is, very Greek life. So frats and sororities.
Yeah.
So their vibe is, all right, we're gonna go get drunk at the tailgates, go to the first half of the game, then leave at halftime and go get more drunk and watch the rest of the game at the house.
Oh shit.
So you'll see. I mean, unless it's a really close game with a big opponent. But if we're playing like Arizona game, and probably this last week at Oregon, Oregon, it was close at halftime, but like Arizona, we killed them, or like the first games of the year kind of thing. You look up the student section, the second half, it's kind of emptied out.
Damn, that's crazy. How serious is a rivalry between USC and UCLA? Like, is that like a real thing?
Yes.
Like that shit's huge. Like where people just keep talking shit to each other all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, very, very real.
Yeah, like that? Damn, that's fine.
I've almost, and I'm sorry, I hope my parents don't watch this.
Yeah.
I've never been in a fight in my life, like a physical fist fight. The closest I've ever been was at a USC-UCLA tailgate. Because, I have a picture somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk in.
No, yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Because, you always hear things like, yo, is it really like, you always hear people go like, oh, USC, UCLA, but you never know like how serious that shit is,
it's ridiculous. Let me see.
That's fucking awesome.
So I'll tell you the story while I'm looking. It's going to be kind of far back.
No, you good.
Oh, no, it's in my favorites. It should be.
Yeah.
We were at the tailgate. We were just wrapping up. We were about to go. It was USC UCLA at the Rose Bowl, and we were about to go, and like to the game, and oh yeah, here you go. So we were about to go to the game, and I was with.
That's real.
I don't know who took that, but somebody took that in the middle of it.
Please sell that shit.
Yeah.
Look.
So we were going.
Put that shit on no, don't show your parents, bro.
Oh yeah. So we were going and we were talking and
I don't think I've ever seen you mad like that.
I've never been mad like that.
Yeah, I'm looking like, yo, like
I don't get mad like that.
Yeah.
But we were at the game and we're at the tailgate and I was with one of my best friends, little brothers, who's like my little brother. Mm-hmm. And he was standing next to me and we were just chirping with this guy, whatever.
Yeah.
We were entertaining it, just chirping.
Yeah, got to.
And then he comes up and he comes over to our tailgate and he's chirping. I'm standing here, my guy's standing here. And he goes up, and he's like a little behind me too. Mm-hmm. And he comes up to my guy, and he puts his hand around his neck like that.
Oh, like
not like a oh, I'm acting like I'm about to do it. Like he like does it. And so I hit his hand down and I was like, we don't do that. Nah.
Yeah.
And I got up in his face and it was about to, and then I got people pulled me off.
Damn, bro.
But like that pissed me off. I was like, you're not really about this. Like don't. And I'm not saying I'm going to fight you cuz I don't want to.
Yeah.
But when you mess with people that are really close to me like that, like and when you get to that,
it's different.
Then we're going to have to figure something out.
That's fucking.
But yeah, that was the closest I've ever been to it. Like it illustrates.
Yeah, how serious that.
Yeah, no, it's real. I don't when I see you wearing UCLA stuff, unless I already know you, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Maybe I get to know you and we're cool, but my first impression is just a bad start.
What about Q? He went to UCLA, right? Q went to UCLA.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, but that goes to show you.
Yo, my guy jumped. He's like, Jesse was like, what?
If I know you, then it's okay. Like I have family that went to UCLA.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately.
So
you know,
awesome.
but like if I knew you before, cool. But if I'm walking down the street and I see some dude in UCLA gear, I'm like, okay, I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep walking. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, man.
And then when you went to USC, like what were you studying for?
Communication.
Communication.
Yeah, communication.
And then
I had a minor in sports media.
Okay. Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, it was dope. It was like one of the first years they offered it too. So
that's fucking sick.
yeah.
So then walk me how you got into power, bro.
So internship with Jay Cruz in the mornings.
Jay Cruz in the mornings?
Yeah, so I was my senior year, beginning of my senior year, I just applied on the website.
Yeah.
Which is funny, everybody's like, how did you even get that internship?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I literally just went to the website and applied.
Yeah.
And got it. It was funny. So side story.
Mm-hmm.
I get a call from Jeff G on my phone, but I didn't pick up.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know. And I was like, it wasn't like I saw it and was like, nah, it was just like, I just didn't see it, whatever.
Yeah.
Get the voicemail and it's like, hey, this is Jeff from Power 106. We'd love to talk to you about internship. So, call me back. Thanks. Bye. No number, nothing. And I'm like, no email, nothing.
You're like, is that the UCLA guy?
I'm like, so
trick on me?
how do I call you back to get this interview? Because you want to interview with me. But I'm like, how? So I ended up just DMing him on Twitter.
Oh, shit.
I was like, hey, this is whatever you called me, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't get anything. And he was like, oh, so I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we'd love to. And we got it scheduled. So that was cool.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, and then I went in for the interview and they accepted me on the spot.
Thank God for Twitter.
I know, right? Man. So yeah, and then I was there and they just kept having me back. So I interned for a year actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then didn't want to leave, but I was graduating at the same time. It was my senior year, so I graduated and I was like, well, I can't do this for college credit anymore.
Yeah.
And then B, I need to get paid somewhere.
Right.
So then that's when they were like, so I said that to them and they were like, we have nothing for you. Like, we like you. We, obviously if we didn't like you, you wouldn't have stayed here for a year.
Yeah.
But there's really just nothing.
Yeah.
And they kept in touch and they was like, we're going to keep in touch. We're going to send, and like they hit me up after there's a video on YouTube of me rapping to Rick Ross. Like Rick Ross came in and I did this with me and my boy Sully. We did a remix of All I Do Is Win called All I Eat Are Wings.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the whole thing is like, it's Wingstop. We shot out Wingstop a bunch.
Oh, shit.
And so Jeff hit me and he was like, hey, Rick Ross is coming in like an hour. Can you get here? Because we want you to rap for him. Not specifically that song, but I had done, when I was interning, I rapped for E40 and did Tell Me When to Go, did his verse for him. I think
I've seen that. Yeah,
that video's up too somewhere. And so they're like, we want you to kind of do the same thing you did with E40. So I was like, all right, cool. And I drove over, and like in the drive over, I'm like, I don't even know what song I could like. Devil in a New Dress, his verse on Kanye's, I could do that.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know what verse is it his. Like, Pop That verse I know pretty well. But I was like, I don't know what verse. And then it hit me. I was like, I was the one that remixed his verse on All I Eat Are Wings.
Yeah.
So I did that for him. And he loved it. It was hilarious.
That's
but like
awesome.
So like stuff like that, after I stopped the internship, they would hit me up and they'd be like, hey, whatever, can you come do this? Or like, yo, just come chop it up. Like I would come up and just hang out every once in a while. It was never like bad. But yeah, so I was out for like 7 months before I started back up with the night show.
That's fucking awesome. Dude, and it's crazy because even when you started doing the night show, like you had like such good energy from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously you started off as an intern and then you were just coming to hang out, right? Like that's
pretty much. I mean, it was coming to hang out and then also like learn everything, because I wanted to work for Power 106. So it was like I was coming back up, and I knew Dustin well because he was at SC.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
And he'd come and helped with like when like Edgar was out, he would come up and help with the morning show. So
yeah,
I knew him kind of well. And so when I got linked up with him, he was like, "Yeah, just come up." And I was like, "Cool." And so I came up the first night, and it was just like good energy off top. And it was a show. It was so different from the morning show too, because it was just like energy everywhere, and it translated on air, which was really dope.
Yeah.
So going up, I was like, I know I could be high energy because that's
Yeah.
kind of how I am when I'm with people in the first place.
Already, yeah.
So that's what it was, and it was just like I wanna be here, and I wanna hang out, and I wanna enjoy all these people, but I also want to learn how this is done, and I want to learn things that I don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when I started getting more into the audio side of everything too,
Mm-hmm.
and just basically I told Dustin, I was like, "Hey man, like teach me anything and everything. Like let me know what I can do, and I'll do it."
Yeah.
And so he was teaching me a lot of the stuff that he was doing, and then so like when he would be out for a day or whatever, I could fill in, or I could do whatever I needed to do.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
And facilitate. So like if they needed an audio clip or Justin wanted some new songs for New at Night or something like that, like I could just be like, "Okay, cool." He'd be like, "Here's the songs." I go pull them up. I go do this, and then it lets him stay in the room and do what he needs to do, where I can just kind of be out and facilitate everything else too.
Yeah, that shit was awesome. And then how long were you doing that until you became like an official board op?
Probably board op. I think I was a board op for like 6 months before I took over. So probably a year and a half.
Year and a half?
Yeah, because it was 2 years after I started coming up that I took over for Dust. So it was probably a year and a half when I got board op.
And then you were board opping like weekends and just like random shifts, right?
It was just weekends. It was the lift off for Sunday, and then originally it was Mondo's show 10 to 3 on Sundays, and then they switched me over to lift off.
Mm-hmm.
So Sunday night 7 to midnight, and then filling in whenever Jess, the normal board op, was out. So I would fill in for regular, but pretty much just lift off after that. Yeah.
And then okay, so then when Dustin left, right? Like how long were you being the producer for the night show?
Dustin left, and it was like almost 9 months.
Yeah.
To now.
That's fucking dope. So like, can you tell us like what exactly you do as a producer? Shit, obviously like I kind of have an idea, but for people like that don't know, like what exactly is it that you think you do? That shit is fucking awesome, bro. Because it's like that shit's a hard job, bro.
It's a lot.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
it's funny because like producer, it's like, oh, you're the producer. And you just kind of like move on a lot of the time. It's like, okay, cool, that makes sense. They're the producer. That's a job that everybody like. It exists in so many different ways and in so many different venues, whatever it may be. So with us, it was a lot of audio stuff. So it was like, and content creation and managing the room and making sure everything's on point. Because the last thing you want is for something to get Justin and it's not right.
Yeah.
So it's making sure make sure everything is right.
Yeah.
So before the show, I'm coming up with things we could talk about that night, ideas, new games that we might play, like with the listener or whatever.
Yeah.
New segments, if trying to always come up with new segments if we can, while also keeping the same structure that we have and just like keeping that going.
Yeah.
Then when you get in there, it's a lot of audio editing. So it's like, okay, Cardi B was going crazy on live today.
Yeah.
Let me pull 25 seconds of that so we can play it over the air and get that, and we can talk about it. So like stuff like that. So I'm going through audio of what's happening in hip hop every day, and then trying to get that funneled in so that we can play it.
Yeah.
Man, it's a lot. It's like
it's
like I said, handling all the personalities in the room, hiring interns, doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And then like for someone, bro, like if you could give advice, right? Like for example, like the board op position wasn't available, right? The producing position wasn't available, right? But you, out of your own like will, was like, yo, Dust, like what can I do, right? Like that was you like being like, yo, what can I do for you guys, right? Like if you could give advice to somebody to be like kind of open up your own opportunity in a sense, because it's like you kind of said that for yourself, where you're like, yo, like let me help out, what can I do? Like, is there any advice you could give for anybody that wants to do something that you were doing, to be like, yo, just be persistent, like don't be afraid to ask if you guys need help or anything like that, for anybody in general?
There is partly that too. So it's like even before you get in a door, right, that it's don't be afraid to ask for something. And I still struggle with that too. Is like, I'm not the kind of person, I don't like to ask for help because I want to think that I can do it all myself. But realistically, there's not enough time in the day or in your show or whatever there is to do it all yourself.
Right.
So you have to be able to not ask for help or delegate too.
Yeah.
But in terms of just getting in the door, yeah, just asking and putting yourself out there is more than half the battle.
Yeah.
You know, like that was it. So it was like, just for me getting back in and coming up with Dustin and coming up to the night show, it was talking to Cruz and Jeff again and being like, hey man, like, is there anything, like, I'd love to come back. I'd love to try and do something. And I benefit from that because I was in the door already.
Yeah.
And so I had the connections to be able to at least talk to them. Like,
Yeah.
normally, if, you know, whoever it is, if the producer of a show at a radio station gets a random DM on Twitter or a mention on Twitter saying, hey, can I come up and help with your show?
Yeah.
They're not going to respond,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's just whatever. I don't know you. So I had the benefit of actually knowing these people at that point.
Yeah.
But then in that sense, it's like, make yourself, once you're in the door, I think the best piece of advice that I don't remember where I saw it, but someone said it. It was like, make yourself necessary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
make it so that they feel you if you left.
Yeah.
You know, like they and that sounds kind of sucky. You know, like it sounds like that's not like if you left, like that's not the right wordage.
Yeah.
But it's like make yourself someone that they can't live without, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do everything.
Yeah.
Learn how to do everything. So, and that's a point guard's mentality too, to bring it back to sports.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's always the way I've been. Is like, I know where every position's going to be at every moment in the floor.
There you go. Yeah.
So in the producer role, I'm taking that same thing of saying like, okay, I should know what everybody's supposed to be doing at this moment. And if I don't, then I'm going to have something for them to do.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
To benefit the station. So it's like, make yourself valuable.
Yeah, hell yeah. Do you think that's what makes you stand out? Because, like, for example, when you think of radio, you think of, like, okay, who are the DJs? Who are the honor personalities? But, like, I feel like you stood out. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that's just because just the type of person you are, you stay true to who you really are, just being a fucking funny-ass dude, high-spirited all the time and shit like that?
I think so, too. And especially at a radio station where we play hip-hop.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not, like, I understand I have a mullet. I'm a short white kid with a mullet. Like the top is brown and the back is blonde.
What made you want to make that like your official hair choice? Like you was like, fuck it, I'm gonna stand up.
Well, I had it right out of high school.
Okay.
So I had a bet. The story is kind of, I'll try and make it quick.
Yeah, no, you good.
One of my good friends in high school, his name's Paymon. I wish I hung out with him more. Paymon, if you're there, what's up, man? Hit me.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't even know how to get a hold of Paymon right now, actually, to be perfectly honest. I don't even know if he has the same number. That's my guy, though. He was always like, man, I really want a ponytail, but like we went to a private Christian high school. We couldn't do our hair past our collars.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was part of the dress code.
Oh shit.
So, or we'd get written up. But he was always like, man, when I'm done, I'm gonna get a ponytail. Ponytails are dope, like on guys. And I'm like, fam, that's not it. And like ponytails are not it. And he was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, mullets are it, fam. Because Jared Allen, the football player, he had the mullet and it was glorious. And there's a video on YouTube of him somewhere like talking about his mullet, and it's incredibly motivational. Because that was a key point in me, like, I really want a mullet.
That was it.
And so we were like, okay. And I was like, well, I want a mullet. And he was like, all right, well, when we graduate, let's both do it. And we shook on it. And I'm like, cool. So I started growing it out technically then. And so basically I was the TA, the assistant for the person who would write people up, which made things tougher. Yeah. But then the good part was her daughter was one of my best friends. So I had a good relationship with her. Yeah. So basically what happened is she would be like, Jesse, come on. You need to cut your hair. But I had the bangs too. So what I would do is I'll be like, okay, and I'll get the other TA with me. And I'll be like, I'll just can I go do it right now? And they're like, what? And I'm like, I'll just get scissors and I'll cut it. And she's like, that's fine with me. I don't really care if you don't. I'm like, all right, cool. So we would go to the art room, get scissors, and we would go out to the back. And I would just be like, hey, just cut my bangs. Don't touch the back. And she was like, okay. And so we would just cut the bangs so it would look a little better and not touch the back. And I walk back in. She'd be like, okay, you're good. Oh, because she only sees the front. Yeah. And so we did that for like 6 months while it was growing in the back. And then so when I graduated, it only took like a month more. And then I cut it. And it was mulleted at that point. So I had it for like 10 months to a year. And then I cut it. But then I was like, I miss it and I need to bring it back.
Bro, you're a legend, dog.
But yeah, but going back to that point, it's like nobody in hip hop looks like this. Yeah. So it's like that made me stand out essentially in a hip hop station.
And your t-shirts are fire, bro.
You know what I'm saying? My wardrobe is Hawaiian shirts and jerseys. That's pretty much it. That's awesome. And like t-shirts that I get from people. So it's like I have a bunch of Leaker t-shirts that I'll wear. And like Sour Milk came out with those new t-shirts and Justin has the t-shirts. So I wear those. And I have a t-shirt that says Yo Quiero Taco Bell with the Chihuahua on it. So, but that's pretty much it when it comes to t-shirts. Everything else is just Hawaiians and jerseys.
Bro, you're a legend, dog.
Yeah, man. It's a vibe, and it's a vibe that nobody else has. And
bro, you stand out. Like that shit.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember what was bro? I think who did you wear? I think it was it Bow Wow or who was it, bro? It was a jersey that you wore. I don't know if it was Space Jam. It was a fucking.
I had a Michael Jordan Space Jam.
I forgot who it was, bro. But I looked at you.
Oh, are you talking about the Calvin Cambridge?
I think so, bro. I was like,
I wore it in one of the Guru videos, if that's what you're talking about.
bro, you just be having the most legendary shit. Where I'm
My
like,
jersey game's crazy.
like, what the fuck you get all this shit?
I got the plug. I'm not gonna say it on here because I
No,
don't need it. I don't need the jersey site getting taken down because it's been taken down before.
Oh no,
So I can't have that happen. But I'll tell you off. I'll tell you off the air. But I get it. Like I mean, I got the Carlton Banks,
Yeah,
Bel Air
yeah.
jersey. I got the One Tree Hill Lucas Scott joint. That one, the girls love that one. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
classic. Anything One Tree Hill.
Damn, One Tree Hill. You brought me back.
Yeah. I got the G Baby from Hardball. Like and that's the other thing about this site. And they're all $20. They're all cheap.
Damn, bro.
They're fake, but like I don't care.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? But like we're out there and they got all the movie ones and all the TV show ones. So I'm like, yeah, we go in there all the time.
that's fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah.
And then I really want to know this, bro. How'd you become a Redskins fan, bro?
Well, it's a tough time this year.
Yeah.
But it started, I was always a big Clinton Portis fan.
Okay.
I love Clinton Portis. Still do. He's my guy. He was with Denver, and then they traded him for Champ Bailey. So he went to the Redskins, and that's when I started paying attention to the Redskins. I was like, okay, I really like Clinton Portis. Let me start paying attention to him.
Mm-hmm.
Started paying attention to him. Then I started playing with him in Madden, and that's when it really – and the fact they're the same color as USC also helped.
Gotcha.
But so I started playing with Madden, and I kind of just got hooked.
Yeah.
I started knowing like their offensive linemen because of Madden, and like just like, and then it just took off. And because LA didn't have a team at that point, I was kind of everywhere. I was a Raider fan first, really.
Right.
So I was, and the Raiders are probably, I would still say they're my second favorite team.
Gotcha.
But I was a Raider fan, but then the Redskins just took over.
Just took over.
Yeah, and it hasn't been the same since, and it's been tough.
Yeah.
But we're terribly owned. And we're not going to go anywhere until Dan Snyder and Bruce Allen are both gone.
And then for baseball, is it Dodgers? That's your
Yeah,
team?
so I'm LA first and DC second,
Gotcha.
and pretty much everything except for football and hockey. I'm DC first,
Okay.
and then I don't like Kings fans. LA hockey, like
Okay.
Kings fans annoy me because they're all act like they're real and they're not. Like you don't say a peep about them until the playoffs.
Yeah.
And look. I don't care about hockey. I'll own it. I am a playoff Capitals fan. That's it. But I'll ride that thing in the playoffs. Pause.
Yeah.
And like I'm a big playoff hockey fan.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna hear me talking about them. Like maybe shout them out once on Twitter during the regular season, and that's probably it.
Yeah.
But I don't pretend to be a fan in the regular season. Like all these Kings fans pretend to be. Like they were fans in the regular season. They don't talk about him, but then when the playoffs come, like, nah, I've been messing with him for the whole year. Yeah. I'm like, man, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. So that's what gave me this. It gave me a little hatred for the Kings.
Yeah.
It's not the Kings' fault. It's their fans.
Yeah.
But, that's why I just kind of, but yeah, DC second and LA first, essentially, with everything else. So, like, the Nationals are my second favorite team in baseball.
Okay.
So that's why that series, LA was Nationals Dodgers, and it was tough, because I am a Dodgers fan first, and so it still hurt. And I had to take a series off. But then once the World Series started, I was like, okay, we can root for him now.
And then basketball, we going Lakers first.
Lakers first,
Lakers first.
Wizards second.
How we feeling about Clipper fans, bro?
They're trash. They're garbage. Clippers, look. It's cute. Like, they're good. Kawhi Leonard tonight is taking his second night of load management. Fam, this is the 7th game of the year.
That's a real shit.
How are you already 2 load manage games? Like, what? Like, you're playing as much as Paul George. Like, come on, fam. Play some games. And he's playing. He's sitting out. This like load management. I get it.
Like
Cool. That's fine. Like LeBron's gonna have at least 10 this year.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. 3 straight triple doubles. Just don't get it twisted, though, LeBron.
Yeah.
But
he looking nice, bro.
But you have the games that Kawhi is sitting out too. He's sitting out for the Bucks tonight. I don't know when this is gonna come out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want it, like, mentally, and I'm not trying to, like, challenge who he is mentally, but you don't want to get up against the reigning MVP and play him? You don't want to go try and beat Giannis? I forget what the first game was, but it was another big one. Pause.
Yeah.
Like, You don't want to get up and play against the best in the league. You're gonna take on back-to-backs. You're gonna sit out the better game, and then play the worst team. No.
Yeah,
if you're a competitor, go play the team that's better. Go beat them. Prove yourself. Like it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm not built that way.
Yeah.
Like I get up for the games that matter that I might lose.
Yeah. Step up to the big moment.
Yeah, that's what Kobe was. That's what I learned from.
Yeah.
Like you think Kobe would, if he was Kobe would never load manage himself.
I think I've never heard that term until like the past
last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, like I never knew what that meant until like I think 2 years.
It just got created. That's why.
Yeah.
It's because these players don't want to play 82 games anymore.
Yeah.
And so instead of waiting for the league to cut down the amount of games, they're just saying, I'll cut it down for myself.
Yeah.
And they're figuring out ways to get around it.
Just trying to figure it out.
Because technically this is Kawhi's out load management, illness, and knee. So he's sick and has a sore knee. That's the excuse. But it's still load management. But I'm like, yo, get out of here. But that's, I mean, it makes sense. He's a Clipper. Clippers ain't really about
Clippers, huh?
Yeah, they're not about that life. They put selfies over our championship banners. Taylor Swift has more banners up in the Staples Center than they do. So,
Talk that shit,
end of the day, that's what we're doing.
Talk that shit.
It was funny. They were doing like in the preseason. They were practicing at their practice facility.
Yeah,
and a picture got out, and they had 2 banners up for their like going to the Western Conference Finals or something like that.
Yeah.
Not even winning anything, or like I think it was like Pacific Division champs, like back to back.
Yeah,
and then Twitter just went in. They were like,
crazy.
You got these practice blah blah blah. Then another picture came out 2 days later, and the banners were gone.
Oh shit! How did you feel when Leonard didn't come to the Lakers, bro? Were you just like, what the fuck? Were you shocked?
I was a little surprised.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, but when the Paul George news came out, then I was like, oh okay,
yeah,
that makes sense then.
Yeah.
You know, because I never thought Kawhi was gonna go to the Clippers to try and be the 100% guy again, like he was with the Raptors. And even with the Raptors, he had Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam. We're seeing is a beast. That dude is having a year. Yeah. So it's like, not that he was the only guy on the Raptors, but you get him out there and he's like, okay, I don't think he wanted to do that again and completely put the team on his back, which he's having to do in this beginning of the year anyway. Yeah. But he has help coming in Paul George. And so when Paul George signed, I was like, oh, or the trade happened, I was like, that makes sense. But at the end of the day, I was like, we have Anthony Davis and LeBron. We don't need Kawhi.
Yeah.
And that's being shown right now, too.
Yeah.
And they've put good shooters around him, and Kuz coming back is going to be big. So, like, this team is built to win right now without Kawhi.
Yeah.
So that didn't hurt me as much. But it also hit me with, like, you're just like the rest of them kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're all teaming up. And not to say the Lakers aren't teaming up, because AD's coming up to team up with LeBron, 2 of the 5 best players in the league.
Right.
But to me, it was like, I thought he was a little different than that. I didn't think he was like that.
Yeah, I feel you.
But, I mean, if he's ready for, 75% of LA to hate him, here we go.
Yeah, for real.
That's what it is.
All right, so I asked Nick last week. So if you could give a team a championship, one team will disappear, and one team will never make the playoffs again. All right? You got the Dodgers, the Redskins, and the Lakers. All right? So you could give a team a championship.
Okay.
One team will disappear, and then one team will never make the playoffs ever again. What we looking like, bro?
I don't think I can answer that. Are you kidding me? Like, give a team a championship, I think is easy. Like, the Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
Because I haven't seen that in my life.
Yeah.
No, actually, but that might be. I mean, I haven't seen the Redskins win one in my life either.
Yeah.
And I'm just more used to that.
Yeah.
And I think the Dodgers are closer, so I don't think. No, but then I can't have the Dodgers ever make the playoffs again.
Yeah.
No, I can't answer this.
You can't answer.
No, it's like it's
like,
impossible. And then cease to exist. That would what?
Yeah.
Maybe that would be the Redskins. And maybe I'm gonna get around this. You didn't give me any parameters, so I'm gonna get around this right now.
I should
get around this right now.
hit it.
The Redskins cease to exist because that name is gonna be gone soon anyway. So when they come back under like the Red Hawks, I can be back. Okay, so they're ceasing to exist. I got that. That's what I'm talking about. Loopholes, baby.
Oh,
loopholes,
man.
So what is it? Like one team can never make the playoffs again and one gets a championship?
Mm-hmm. It's tough, man.
That's tough. I could go either way. Like, I could find pros and cons for either one.
But if you had to?
It'd probably be... See, Twitter is way more NBA based.
Yeah.
And I don't think I could take the slander of the Lakers never winning one again.
Yeah.
So I might have to give the Lakers a championship and then the Dodgers never make the playoffs again.
Okay.
But that'd be so much slander too. Like, I mean, we're LA fans. Like, everybody
Yeah.
gets it. So it's like, like if you're an LA fan, like
Yeah.
you get it worse than everybody else.
Oh yeah, it's tough.
So it doesn't matter. But like NBA Twitter has been so fun because the Lakers are 6-1.
Oh, it's beautiful right now.
Like it's
it's
so
awesome.
fun because we all finally get to talk our talk,
Yeah.
and nobody can say anything. People are butthurt. There was this dude last night. I don't follow the guy, but I see him on my timeline a lot.
Yeah.
He's got a check. I don't know what he does, but he's got a blue check. I don't know who he's. But he, like, when the Lakers were down like 19 last night to the Bulls, and so he tweeted out like the screenshot of the score, and he was like, "Oh, like, you guys are so pumped, like, oh, what greatest start, oh, LeBron, AD," and he was like
Talking
mimicking and like mocking everybody. And then I didn't see another tweet. Lakers came back and won. I didn't see it.
That was
Oh no, he
crazy.
did. He was like, "Oh yeah, congratulations, you beat a really good 2-5 Bulls team." And I'm like, "Yo, get out of
Get
here,
the fuck
fam!
outta here.
Delete that tweet or don't tweet anymore. Get out of here. You don't get to cover it up with the
Yeah,
Bulls
you
thing.
can't.
Just
You
you can't tweet that score out and
Mm.
try and mock us,
Yeah.
and then try and backtrack like
Yeah.
that. Get out of here." Like that's the kind of stuff that we're gonna be seeing all
Yeah.
year though.
Yeah.
We're gonna be able to talk our shit all year.
Yeah. All right. Now we gotta talk about the drive through Guru, bro.
Yeah, baby.
That's some legendary shit.
Yeah, we're going up.
What we doing, bro? What it look like, bro? Tell me exactly what that is, bro.
So the Drive Thru Guru is a fast food review show on YouTube that me and one of my best friends, Zane, went to
Yeah.
high school with him. We started. Basically, the concept is like, you go and you type in fast food reviews on YouTube, right? You want to know what the Popeye's chicken sandwich is.
Yeah.
And so you go Popeye's chicken sandwich review. All of them are going to be, 95% of them are going to be people in their car with their iPhone camera on a dashboard that they set up a little rig,
Mm.
and them just talking into it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's boring as hell to me. I'm like, yo, I don't care about you enough to watch you talk about a chicken sandwich for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We're like, there's nobody in fast food review stuff doing what we're doing,
Yeah.
in the sense of it's very edited. It's very like complex feel.
Yeah.
You know, like cuts, hip hop music in the back. We're running it like edits.
Even voting, like you guys put the stamp.
We put the grade,
Yeah,
we
the
put
grade,
the Guru
yeah.
grades. So we put that up. Like we do effects, and we do it and we have fun. Like, this isn't like me just in a monotone voice. The chicken sandwich is good, man. Wow, look at okay, so let's look at our ingredients. Okay, there's chicken and a pickle in the bun. Okay. So that's what
Yeah.
that is. Let me eat this. It's good. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is a good sandwich. Like, no. Like, we're going to really go, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
We go, we film everything, like, even when they tell us not to, you know, like, we're just gonna have, like, we have fun with it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so bored of all of the 10-minute, like, it's like 4 or 5 minutes per episode,
Yeah.
you know. It's just like, and it's gonna be quick, it's gonna be to the point, you're gonna get what you need, and it's gonna be fun,
Yeah.
and it's gonna look crazy. Zane is a wizard. Like, we edit it together, but he's the mind behind
That
all
shit
the
looks
editing.
dope, bro.
Like, it's so funny because we'll be filming it, and I'll just be like the intros specifically too. Like, we spend a lot of time on them, and we have a lot of fun doing them. But when we're filming them, it's like me standing outside of a Taco Bell sign, like,
Yeah. Yeah. Just you had like the Burger King hat.
we have
like,
the hats on, like, we're like doing stuff, like, I'm just like, you know, like, I'm doing poses and stuff, and like, if you're looking at me from like your car, you're like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Yeah.
But then, like, it feels awkward, but then when we put it together, it
Oh, it's
looks
awesome, bro.
nuts.
Yeah.
And so it's like, we just have a lot of fun with that. And then at the end of the day, it's like, we're talking about a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny to step back and be like, this is the amount of effort and like the quality that this stuff is, you would expect from like Ruth's
an iPhone
Chris.
review or some
Yeah,
shit.
like some
yeah.
like something huge, like sneaker shopping on
Yeah.
Complex. Like, that's the kind of stuff we're putting out. And it's like, they're spending $2,400 on shoes with their videos. It's like, we're just talking about a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like, I say we're just talking about a chicken sandwich, but that's what's funny about it.
Yeah.
And that's part of the humor. And I'll throw jokes in there, and we'll
Yeah.
have fun, and we talk, and it's a lot of fun. But it's like nobody's, that lane doesn't exist in fast food.
Nah,
So
it
we're like,
doesn't,
let's just
yeah.
create it,
Yeah.
and let's just be the first to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing.
No, honestly, bro, you guys are killing it, dog. Like the first time I saw that shit, I was like, man, it had you written all over it, bro. Like the Taco Bell vibe, like, dude, that you guys are really killing that shit. I'm not just saying it because you're here, bro. Like when I saw that shit, like even the chicken sandwich, and you were just like the cost for a chicken sandwich. You know what I mean? For the you were like, what did you say? You said like there's two things that I look for. You were like
taste and price.
Taste and price.
There's a lot of things that there's a lot of things that go into it.
Yeah.
but the main two are taste and price, and it's like they're like, like, does it make you want to come back? Does it, like, is it easy to eat? Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but taste and price are the two most important things. Because it's fast food. If it was something like, if it's Ruth's Chris, price isn't, you're rich, you can get it. Yeah. But fast food, you need to know your deals. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and is it good? Is it worth the price? Yeah. Boom.
And how did that idea come about? Just one day you were just, fuck it.
Well, I had a podcast with two of my other good friends, Sully, who I shouted out before, and my homie Nick. We so had a podcast called Cautiously Optimistic, where we talk. It was mainly a sports podcast, and then at the end of it, every week we would do the fast food flavor, which was me talking about fast food for like 2 minutes about a new item or something like that. And I always wanted to turn it into like a YouTube something. Yeah. But when Cautiously Optimistic ended, I was like, okay, now I'm going to start focusing on like how we do this, how we figure out how to turn this into a YouTube, what it's going to look like. And so I remember I was watching Viceland, one of those food shows on Viceland. I think it was Action Bronson's. And I was looking at it, and I was like, the quality of this is so good. Like, but they're going to all these like spots that like make stuff, and they weren't going to like super nice spots, but it's like spots in different countries, like with really good food, but it's like not. You're never going to McDonald's. You're not doing your day to day, and everybody eats McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I probably have, but like I don't know anybody off the top of my head that's never been to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, why is this not being talked about? Why is this not being covered in this way? Let's put the effort in. Let's make it quality. And let's see what happens.
That's awesome, bro.
So we're going, and it's just right now it's just staying consistent and like making sure we're putting out videos, and so that like when somebody sees it, they're like, oh wow, this is cool, and that's not the only video they have to see. Yeah. So like if someone was to go, the newest episodes on Popeyes, it's on YouTube, Drive Through Guru at the Drive Through Guru on Instagram. If you go to it and you're like, oh, that Popeyes video was funny, and then you go back and you're like, oh, there's 6 more episodes that I could watch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we want to have the quality there, and we want to have quantity as well.
So from the Drive-Thru Guru himself, is the Popeyes chicken sandwich really that? Is it?
It's the best in the game.
Is it the best in the game?
It's the best in the fast food game. Fuck. It is. It's like the what does it? There's a couple of things. The bun is better than the other buns. I don't know what it is about it. It's kind of like a little fluffier. It's nice. It's a perfect bun to accent the meat. And then the crunch, like there's this crispiness to the actual like meat that Chick-fil-A doesn't have. Chick-fil-A is soft, like you bite into it, and it's soft, and it's delicious. I'm not saying the Chick-fil-A isn't good. The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is really good, but there's something about that crunch, and you get more meat. It's thicker. Pause. And it's just a thicker meat patty, and the crunch. It's and the sauce. The sauce is really good too. Yeah. Spicy. Get the spicy. It's better. It's not too spicy. It's a little kick, but nothing that you guys can't handle.
Do you feel like it's worth as far as the hype that has gotten around so far, or do you feel like it's just a little bit of?
I mean, nothing deserves the hype that it's gotten. Like, I was talking to the homies today. He was like, "I'm gonna go get the sandwich today," and then he was like, "Yeah, the line was the manager was saying it's gonna be an hour and a half," and I'm like, "I mean, we're 3 days into the re-release. Like, it came out again on Sunday, so the lines aren't gonna cool down for another probably a week." Yeah, is my guess, and nothing deserves this hype. Like, you shouldn't have to wait at a fast food place for an hour and a half for anything. Yeah. But that's what social media does. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible. They make so much money off of this. It's so good. Their marketing team is just, I mean, a lot of it's just free marketing that people have created for them. But they did a good job of hyping it and, like, taking advantage of the right moments and, like, talking to shit about Chick-fil-A and, like, creating that beef, that rivalry. Yeah. And they've done it really well. So, I mean, like I said, nothing deserves that hype, but it is the best chicken sandwich in fast food. Yeah.
What are your best fries, bro? If you had to choose the best fries, bro.
Man, normally I would say McDonald's, no question, but Del Taco's, man. I had Del Taco fries again for the first time like a month and a half ago. Like, not for the first time, but like first time in a while. Man. those fries are really good.
Yeah, they are.
Like
bro.
if it's not one, it's far and away two to me. Another hot take, which shouldn't be a hot take, but In-N-Out fries are up there.
Yeah.
People hate In-N-Out fries. I'm like, yo, you better relax.
Well,
In-N-Out
why
fries,
do you think they hate it? Is it because they turn small?
because they're soft. People like crispier ones. So it's like the people who don't like McDonald's fries. I mean, not McDonald's, In-N-Out fries. I'll tell them to ask for it well done, and then you get them more fry-like, and they're good. But I like them soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really good. Like I just, and they accent that burger so well. Like that's part of it too. Like it works with that. But like McDonald's fries with the In-N-Out burger wouldn't fit as well.
Yeah.
As the In-N-Out fries do with the In-N-Out burger.
Got you. Last food question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the most overrated spot and the most underrated spot for fast food?
So I'll say overrated. Well, I can't say this 100% because I haven't had. So Whataburger gets all this hype. I think mainly for the honey butter chicken biscuit, but I haven't had that yet because they only serve it from midnight to 11 a.m.
Oh shit! Okay.
And the only time I was like in a place that served Whataburger the last time, I wasn't able to get it in between those hours. But I did go to Whataburger and they had, I had their regular one of their best burger that they had,
and it was cool.
and it was like the most average thing that I've ever had. It's like, like it's not like it doesn't taste like a fast food burger. It tastes like those hole in the wall spots, like Rick's or Rick's. Rick's is better than theirs, but it's like one of those kind of like vibes.
Yeah.
It's like you're not gonna get it at a drive-through kind of thing, but like it's just so average. It's like, yo, this is nothing special. Their actual burgers are nothing special. Sauce is pretty good, but again, I need to try their honey butter chicken biscuit. But
I feel like that a little bit for Sonic's.
I do love Sonic.
I feel like I don't know what it was, or it's just I kind of feel like,
See, Sonic to me is the drinks, the limeades.
Okay.
They have the best. Yeah, they probably got the best overall drink game in fast food to me.
Okay.
Like Sonic drinks are crazy. All those different flavored limeades, their shakes.
The shakes, yeah.
Everything's really good. And their food's average, but a little above average. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it. Like they get their tots are good. Like they got,
I like the chili
they
cheese
got some
sauce,
things.
yeah.
They got some things.
So what
over
spot
there.
do you think gets no love? Where you're like, man, like this spot gets no love. It's fucking awesome.
Carl's Jr.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
Carl's Jr.
Bro.
And it's tough because it's probably the most expensive fast food
That's
spot.
the
Maybe besides
thing.
Shake Shack.
Yeah, like
But
after they'll be like $17.95. You're like,
I'm like, yo, I got a single Western bacon, fam.
I got a big Carl combo. That's all I got.
But if you can, they send out coupons.
Yeah.
Like in the mail, so if you get those, you're in luck. Like I get them, and you get like a five piece hand breaded tender for $5 meal. I'm like that's a good deal. And then they'll give me like the 2-for-1 Western bacons.
Yeah.
So that comes out to 2 Western bacons for like $7.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hell yeah, that's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Take both of those down. And so like you get that combo sheet, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Then you're good. And then they do have some little deals like year round. They do like a mix and match 2 for $7 with the Western
Star.
bacon, Famous Star, and like the charred grilled chicken.
Yeah.
But not In-N-Out included. I'm not including In-N-Out because they're far and away the best, and it's not even close, and it's not fair to introduce them to this.
Yeah.
But Carl's Jr.'s got the best burger in fast food.
Yeah.
The Western bacon,
She's fire.
specifically the double Western bacon, I think is a little better than the Western bacon, and the bun to meat ratio is a little better on the double to me. But the double Western bacon cheeseburger is the best burger in fast food, not including In-N-Out. But it doesn't get, like, Carl's Jr. doesn't get love. It gets some love, but like really, like you get that, it's the best quality burger in fast food.
Yes, I fuck with you, dog.
It's a fact. It's just a fact.
Bro, I'm getting a lot of food tips, bro. Mm-hmm. Before we get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
What's next for you, bro? You know what I'm saying? You got some cool shit going on. The drive-through guru. I feel like,
yeah, man.
I honestly feel like it's gonna pop off, bro. Like that's me being real with you,
Appreciate
man.
that.
Like that shit, like. I just love the way it's just edited and just like your humor is just like it's perfect. And even the way you talk about food now, I feel like you're so passionate about it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Ever since I
like,
met you, like you know the prices, you be like, no, you gotta get the spicy chicken, and like you be telling me
like
some
I
shit.
do this. I do like people think like, oh, it's like, oh, he eats fast food once a week for the show. It's like, no, what did I have today? Today I didn't even have anything today. I had like a microwave pizza.
Oh, okay.
But like yesterday, like I had Del Taco. Like every day, I'm pretty much eating fast food. At some point.
It's kind of not healthy.
No, it's not. It's not. But I stay on my feet. I try to stay active a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It helps finesse the dad bod a little bit.
Yeah. But what's next for you, bro?
Next, we're just keep pushing with the guru. You know what I'm saying? Like we wanna keep doing that. And then whatever else comes along, man. I'm kind of just like right now at a point where I'm just like living, keeping up with the homies, keeping up with family, and then we're getting into holiday season, so things just start getting weird.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm just trying to like do a lot more stuff that I want to do now. You know, like I want to keep going with Guru. I got to start I have a podcast about USC football recruiting that I want to keep doing.
Right.
Early signing day coming up, so I want to get back into that. You know, like I'm just kind of trying to do the stuff that I'm passionate about again, and like, yeah, man, just keep living.
There it is, bro. I fuck with you, dog.
Man.
You're my boy, dog.
Always, baby.
And I always love how we always talk about football every time.
Yeah, man, and how your Niners are not as good as you think.
What the how we gonna end it on that note, bro? What the fuck?
Sorry,
man?
I had to throw in one more
I
jab.
know you had to.
I had to throw in one more jab.
I remember even before we get out of here, I remember when I was like, yo, Warriors are gonna win the championship. You're like, no, the fuck they're not. I remember you would get so pissed about that shit.
It's like I'm never someone to like be like, yeah, no, this is the clear-cut favorite. Like, I always try and find a reason why they're not, and like who's gonna beat them. And then I'm like, the Warriors end up winning. Like, yeah, it sucks, but like I'm gonna try and find someone who's gonna beat them. But it never happens.
Yeah.
Except this year because the Warriors suck, and I'm so happy.
But that shit is crazy. It's like,
dog, their starting five right now is hilarious. I was watching it before I came over here. The Rockets Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Kai Bowman, couldn't tell you who he is. Jordan Poole, the Michigan kid who's average. Eric Pascal, couldn't tell you where he went to a school. Rookie. Willie Cauley-Stein didn't perform the way he should have. And one more. I forgot who it is. Curry, Clay, Draymond, KD, and JaVale probably was their five. Iggy, yeah. And here we are.
And Livingston.
A bunch of unknowns. Oh, it's beautiful.
Life comes at you fast, bro.
Yeah. They deserve
All right,
it.
man. We out of here, man. Peace.